Hey everybody, how you doing today? It is Steve on the Guru Brew. I wanted to show you a new air compressor that I picked up recently. I picked this up at Harbor Freight because of its small size. I've got a huge air compressor that's not very convenient to move about. With this one, I can fill it up and unplug it and use it outside or on location for my brad nailer. So hopefully it'll be a pretty good value. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these features and we'll explore it a little bit and see what we get for our 40 bucks. That's coming up next. Well, starting up here at the top, we have two gauges. One gauge tells how much air is left in your tank, up to 100 PSI. And the other gauge is how much pressure will be in your line, and you can adjust it here. It also includes this quick clamp on here, and you can buy hoses and other accessories to hook up to your quick clamp. Here's what the other side of that looks like, and you can actually just pull this back and stick in your air hose and then push it back and remove. Simple. This is the pressure release valve in case the tank fills too much. It'll automatically pop out. It's a safety device is what it is. I also noted that there's a locking collar on this pressure valve. And so once you get the proper pressure dialed in with your meter, let's say you want to run your tool at 50 pounds, you would turn this till you reach 50 pounds. And then you can take your collar and lock it in. So that's a nice little feature. I like that. I really like the handle feature for moving it around, and it seems to be balanced quite well. So I like the handle. Here on the bottom of the tank, you have a little valve that you can open and close, and that's to release pressure and remove the moisture out of the tank. When you use these tanks, you get natural moisture that accumulates in the bottom, and this is a way to bleed it out before you introduce water into your airline. And it also has rubber feet to keep it quieter and keep it from jumping around when you're running it. And over here on the side of the top of the unit, we have a fuse and a power switch and just a regular plug, three-prong plug for 120 volts. So that's it for the controls. Let's go ahead and get this fired up. I also noticed in the instruction manual that you're supposed to break this thing in. And what they tell you to do is open the valve and put a nipple in the air outlet so that it can just release air on its own. And just run this thing without any pressure on the tank for 30 minutes. Now I'm not going to let it run for 30 minutes, but I'll let it run for like 15 or 20. And this will be the break-in period before you actually begin to fill the tank. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the switch here. I've got it plugged in. And then I'm going to set this so that it's blowing out this nozzle that I just put in there. So let's do that. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes that I let this thing run, and it's just been hissing along here. So I'm going to go ahead and begin to fill the tank. I'm going to remove the nipple out of there. Won't need that. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on and let this thing start pumping up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. As you can see, the compressor turned off at exactly 100 pounds for the tank. So that's working well. And then as this pressure comes down, it'll automatically turn itself back on. And at this point, we can use this knob here to set the pressure that we'd like to go to our tool. Let's say we want to go with 60 pounds. We can just turn this. There, it's starting to drop. It just bleeds off the extra. And there's about 60 pounds right there. So that's how you set it up. And then at this point, I can go ahead and plug in my accessory. And if I wanted to put like an air gun on it, I could do that here. I know I'm spraying it about 60 pounds. So that works well. So there it is. So I can put my air hose on there if I want, my blower gun. It works pretty good. Air-powered screwdriver type thing. It's got a chuck on it. The old brad nailer. That works good. I'll probably use that quite a bit. Spray gun for doing small jobs. A die grinder. And I've got to get a little conversion kit, but my airbrush, and I hope to be using that some more. Anyway, let's go out for some final thoughts. Well, so far I really like this little air compressor, and I can see some real good uses for it, for spraying out computers, you know, using pressurized air, or pumping a tire, using a brad nailer on location. You know, you're not going to be able to use this to paint with a regular paint gun, even though this will run a small airbrush. But I think it's a great value, and if something happens in the future, I'll let you know. But so far, so good, and I do recommend it. It's not real loud, but it does have some decibels to it. However, my big one is a lot louder than this, so this is quiet into comparison. So I hope you got some use out of this video, and if you have comments, please leave them below. We like to read those, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.